Story 1.
For a little context, I work at a vape shop which is already in a rough space due to regulations and laws the government is putting on us. Due to this, we were well aware that certain products we made were highly illegal and enforceable at any time. I, 25 male, have been working at my job for a little over a year and a half. The owner of the company is the one who hired me, and she was the biggest sweetheart in the world. Unfortunately, she was forced out of her company by her son. He is the type of person who believes that he is always right, and if you don't agree with him, he will completely ignore you or fire you. He literally forced his mom into retirement by threatening to unalive himself and continues to use that card every time. She even says she wants to come visit. Last winter we had a massive snowstorm. Getting to work was rough, but we were told that we had to come anyway. We get there and the snow isn't plowed from the parking lot because he didn't want to pay the guy to do it, so we had to. Due to the lot being absolutely massive, we couldn't get it all done in time for us to help customers. As they came and went, we noticed the snow being patted down into the ground and essentially turning into a slip and slide. Of course, he didn't do anything about it and asked me and another coworker to clear all the garbage out of the other side of the building. When I did, I slipped and hurt myself. I didn't file for workers' comp, but told them I'd need to rest myself while at work. The next shift I sat almost the entire shift, and because I couldn't do anything I sat on my phone, only to get up to help customers. The next day my manager tells me he got out of a meeting with the owner's son and I was suspended for a week, 5 shifts. As I'm a college student and rent an apartment and have car payments, I couldn't afford to lose 5 days of pay. I marched into his office and laid it out that either he fires me so I can collect unemployment or unsuspend me. He told me neither was happening and that he was gonna use me as an example to the rest of the employees. I was pissed and cursed him out. He doesn't like confrontation, so he shortened my suspension to get me out of the office. He then treated me poorly and singling me out for everything everyone else also does, but I was the only one being punished. Then comes the fact that he wanted to reconcile by forcing me to do handyman work around the place and didn't give me the tools, equipment, or training to do or use any of these objectives. This was the tipping point for me. The revenge. Due to being constantly singled out, I came to learn that everyone else was unhappy with this fact. I learned all the dirty little secrets about the company, including illegal products, labor violations, tax violations, etc. I used these secrets that I learned to call multiple government agencies, FDA, OSHA, DOL, and report him by name. First, OSHA came and did an inspection on my day off. He told everyone they only cited him for a small violation, and he was good other than that. I was obviously angry at that, but a few weeks later I got a packet in the mail telling me he got cited for everything and he was getting massive fines. I then get called into the office again with the manager who told me I was suspended. He proceeded to tell my manager that he was getting demoted for not writing me up more and that I was no longer getting my raise until I fixed my attitude. This of course was right after he said, "I don't care that you called OSHA." This little act is known as retaliation, which is illegal to do to people who called a protected agency like OSHA. He refused to even look at me at this point because if he did anything that would imply he was punishing me for calling OSHA, I would have a lawsuit to destroy him. Now to today, another day off for me, and I get a text from a coworker at 11 a.m. That message was, "FDA is here. The manager quit and it's crazy." The FDA and IRS came rolling in full force in black trucks, SUVs. They came in and raided the place, seizing all illegal products and all the paperwork pertaining to the business. They're still there as I write this, so hopefully there will be more to come, but knowing how this works out, in most cases I won't have a job much longer and will be on unemployment.
Update.
The ATF also showed up. They confiscated all the house-made juices. We apparently don't have a manufacturing license. None of us knew this, and that means we may no longer be able to sell products. The IRS showed up because there's a possible cause for an investigation into tax evasion. As I learn more, I will continue to update.
Update.
It seems as though through talks with the lawyer, the son decided to actually take the heat for all of it and is going to have to pay massive fines and is possibly looking at jail time. He likely won't ever be able to get a manufacturing license for the rest of his life, and they said essentially that he won't be able to open any new businesses. I know he had 2 new locations rented out and in the process of opening, and those are never going to happen now. They're raiding his other business today, and that's going to be interesting considering that if he doesn't have the paperwork for that business, it could lead to much more jail time. So as of right now, even though my job isn't shutting down yet, his other business is getting raided. He can't open the 2 locations that he's put a shit ton of money and time into, and he's going to be fined all he's worth and possibly go to jail. We'll continue to update.
My opinion. Well, the first rule of running not so legal business is keep your employees happy. His mom definitely knew this, he was not so experienced. You definitely taught him a lesson. I'm very interested in the part with the FDA. They don't really come this fast most of the time. They do so, as I know, only if the business is already under their investigation. Well, probably most of such businesses are under strict control anyway. Anyway, I hope you'll find a great new job. Story 2.
This is really weird to post, and I feel crazy for even thinking it. But so many weird things have happened over the past month I've been working for this family. I feel like I need a second opinion or someone to tell me if I'm going crazy. Like I said, I've worked for this family since just before the new year. They have 2 kids, 2 and 8. I know they have trackers sewn into the 2-year-old's diaper bag and the 8-year-old's backpack. She told me about them and I obviously have no issue with that. The kids are great. The mom is a single lady who seemed really lovely from our first few meetings. A few weeks ago, she sent me a text asking if I could come in now because she got called in to work. I lied and said I was in, big city in my state, visiting my sister for the weekend. It was a dumb white lie because I didn't want to be asked during the weekend if she kept being called in, as that has happened multiple times before and I really needed a full weekend to myself. She simply responded, "You don't need to lie, I'll find a backup." It definitely gave me super weird vibes and was super embarrassing, but I shrugged it off and figured she may have been at Trader Joe's earlier in the day when I went, or she saw my car, something like that. Then this Tuesday, I came in and she was definitely cold towards me. I had been out celebrating a friend's birthday Monday night at a bar, but I nursed one drink the entire night and was never even tipsy. I take showers in the morning and wore clean clothes, so there's no way I smelled like alcohol. But she confronted me and accused me of being hungover, said I reeked of booze, and kept asking if I had a drinking problem because why would I be drinking on a Monday night? I was really put off, and told her the truth, that it was my friend's birthday, and I was just out celebrating with her and some other friends and hadn't even drunk. She paused for a super long time and just nodded and left for work like nothing happened. MB is super religious and very vehemently anti-alcohol, but I still feel like it was a weird accusation. I asked my girlfriend when I got home if I smelled like alcohol or anything somehow, and she couldn't smell anything. Earlier today was the final incident that really cemented this stupid conspiracy theory in my head. I took the bus this morning when I normally take my car because I'm extra broke right now and need to save gas. I got to her house around 10 minutes early but sat in a little wooded curb area for a while until it was my official time to start. 5 minutes before my start time, MB texts me, "Have you left yet? I have a meeting at 10:30. I am never late." I walked in early, and she looked confused. When I mentioned taking the bus, she literally said, "Oh, that makes sense." What the hell do I do? I looked all over my car, in my backpack, and in my car's car seat. I couldn't find anything. Am I overthinking this? Edit. I just looked with the help from you all and found an AirTag duct taped to the underside of my car. So, very creeped out currently. Not sure what to say or do now.
Update.
If you saw my post from last week, you know I found an AirTag under my car put there by my boss. Sorry for not updating sooner, I've been stressed and busy trying to get another job pretty much all day every day. So, I ended up calling the police. They came to my place and checked out the car, AirTag, etc., and they went and spoke with MB. AirTag was in her name, by the way. I know some people were suggesting it could be someone else, which sadly was a probability for a while because I do have a stalker, only making all of this more stressful. MB was shocked that I had called the police over the tag and totally tried to gaslight the officers. She said that she put it there to make sure I wasn't speeding and as backup if I lost their bags with the trackers. She also flat out lied and said she had told me, but I must not have been listening. They just gave her a warning, and no further action was taken. I honestly don't think they really took my concern seriously. If anything, they seemed to side with her perspective. So that's awesome. Sarcasm. I'm obviously not working for her anymore and have blocked her phone number because she was belittling me over calling the police over her keeping her children safe. On to the next job, I guess. Anyone with advice on how to warn other nannies in my area is appreciated.
My opinion. I hope this lady learned from this lesson. The AirTag thing came to my mind straight away. Glad you found it. I've read news that Apple and Google are working together to stop such stalking with AirTags for Android users as well. Hopefully such things will stop happening soon. I recommend everyone, especially Android users, to download this AirTag checker just in case. More professional stalkers might be better at hiding their knowledge about your location. Stalking technologies are very available nowadays. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe on my channel.